Keeping out of the public eye while he's on vacation in New Jersey, President Trump still managed to ignite a firestorm. Where else but on his smartphone? Tweeting about that now infamous Trump Tower meeting with the Russians in 2016. Denying that he's worried about his son, Donald Trump Jr., being in legal jeopardy over the matter, the president tweeted over the weekend this was a meeting to get information on an opponent. Totally legal and done all the time in politics, and it went nowhere. I did not know about it. The president's legal team is trying to clean up the mess, privately urging Mr. Trump to stop tweeting and clarifying that the special counsel's office is fully aware of the meeting's purpose.
I think it's very important to point out that in a situation like this, you have, over time, facts develop.
The problem for the president, Trump Jr. initially released a misleading statement to the New York Times about the meeting, which was also attended by Mr. Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Trump Jr.'s statement said, "We primarily discussed a program about the adoption of Russian children." No mention that it was about getting Russian dirt on Hillary Clinton.
You're sending your son, a family member, to talk with a foreign government that is an active enemy or potential adversary, at least, of this country, to talk about information that you could use against your opponent? The optics of that are absolutely terrifying and very disturbing.
The president has previously acknowledged the true purpose of the meeting days after that initial misleading statement was issued by his son.
I think from a practical standpoint, most people would have taken that meeting. It's called opposition research or even research into your opponent.
Even as the White House was offering conflicting explanations, insisting it was about Russian adoptions.
There was nothing that, as far as we know, that would lead anyone to believe that there was anything except for a discussion about adoption of the Majinsky Act.
The president's team also misled the public about whether Mr. Trump was involved in drafting that statement to the New York Times for his son.
I do want to be clear that the president was not involved in the drafting of the statement and did not issue the statement. It came from Donald Trump Jr.
He certainly didn't dictate, but, you know, he, like I said, he weighed in, offered suggestion like any father would do.
Now Mr. Trump's team concedes he dictated that statement.
I had bad information at that time. I made a mistake in my statement. I've talked about that before. That happens when you have cases like this.
A key question that remains whether the president knew about the meeting's true purpose ahead of time. Trump Jr. has insisted his father didn't know about the meeting.
Do you tell your father anything about this?
No. It was such a nothing. There was nothing to tell.
Despite all of those changing stories, the president's top advisors still defend his characterization that the Russia investigation is a hoax.
The issue for the president, I think, is the political argument made by his opponents that somehow he conspired with the Russians and they helped him defeat Hillary Clinton. That's what he thinks is the hoax. That's what I understand it to be.